Hey, Todd.
Hey, Todd.
What have we here?
I don't know. It looks like a blank page. We might be. Uh-oh.
What?
I think I was flavor. There are three of us.
Three Todds now.
I was yeah. Until it looks like
while it lasts.
Todd has invited us in to watch him write a poem.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and I think
New heights of solipsism.
I think I know.
Or depths.
I think I know what this one's about. I think he's working through. Do you remember last year when his publisher quit on him?
That was rough. W.W. Norton, after 4 books.
I think he's working that out in a poem.
Well, who could... But he should be over that by now. It's been a year.
It's, stages of grief. I think he's still, he's seeing that he was flavor of the month for a while.
Everybody forgot about me.
He was pretty hot when he was hot, and now he's not.
There's a poem right there. Hey, Todd. Tell Todd. Hey, Todd.
Hey, Todd. Todd. Hey, Todd.
My work was...
No, I don't think he can hear it. He's
he's
aware of us.
He gets in the zone, but he's kind of paying more attention to a third voice than
it's
either
bigger
one of us.
than right brain, left brain. You're right. There are actually 4 of us in the room here now. There's you and me. There's Todd writing the poem, trying to ignore both of us while also listening to both of us with part of his intuition. And then there's the poem itself.
Yeah, except the poem hasn't been written yet.
Well, the poem is being written. The poem is taking shape, and as such, it has a kind of a movement, an energetic movement that Todd's first priority really is to listen to it,
like channeling some mystical.
Yeah, this is a healthy part of the. This is poetry is what an artist has to do.
Borderline psychotic.
I think we need to try to see it as an opportunity. He's giving us a chance to comment and be conscious and aware at least of one another and and talk about what he's doing.
As exciting as watching grass grow.
Well, it's a little bit like watching an idea grow, watching a person work through a problem. And arrive hopefully at some new interpretation of the problem.
Hopefully being the
I
operative.
think the trick will be to see if he can pull it off without appearing like this solipsistic wound-licking.
Pathetic snowflake.
He set out to explore a topic that's kind of doesn't position him particularly well. I mean, he's looking at his own failure and trying to
failure.
make
It's
some
just
sense
4
of it.
books with a major New York publisher. I know thousands of poets who would give their right arm for just such a failure.
Well, that's exactly right. He's got a fine line to ride here. He's gonna have to navigate that. We'll see how he does.
Skeptical.
Yeah, well, I think he's probably aware of that.
Fickly. She's fickly thirsty poetry.
Get too busy.
Yeah,
She's fickly thirsty.
his editor was
Readers are
happened to be a woman, so he's decided to
Veiled.
cast.
It's
a veiled.
anyway.
He's got to be careful because these relationships. It's a
Yeah, he's playing with fire here. You can't. You ought not offend the offender.
so he's got to try to make it more about less about the publisher and more about
grinding his axe.
These things happen to artists. They come and go, and
Dealing with his own mortality in a way, I suppose.
it's an
Thinking
ego
about his
death.
And not merely
Irrelevance, which I think
Presents
about all
him
the time.
with an opportunity to flex his compassion
scarcity.
For himself and for the industry he's in, and for
This namby-pamby. Why doesn't he just let him have it?
he's thinking about
Here's the
this
wind-up.
more as an evolution,
Just
which
name
is
names and
that's a constructive
take a
stance.
scorched earth approach to the problem.
It kind of sounds like you're not over what happened.
Living with food insecurity.
You're still not.
I'm fine.
You're subsisting on scarcity. Like that third of
Well,
the
there's some
world
perspective.
living
It is a
food and
measly living.
children die by the thousands.
There might be
every
an
day,
opening there
never
for
having
something
had a square of chocolate.
constructive to say about scarcity, about switching mindsets
Boys die
from
by
a
thousands
scarcity
every day,
mindset.
never
I know
having
he's been
had a
doing a lot of
square
work
of
on that.
Do you really think it's?
Been doing a lot
Do you
of
think
work.
it's wise though to compare yourself with the chronically hungry?
Well, but it is a hunger,
Children die
isn't
by
it?
thousands every day.
Kind
He's
of
going to have to
poverty.
soften
Never
that
having
or
had a
make the
square of
case.
chocolate.
You can't just throw that shit around willy-nilly.
Looks like he's.
Children by thousands die
Doubling
every day,
down,
never
actually.
having never had.
Well, you
a
have to explore
square
these
of
things before you know whether
Children
you can
die
work with
by
these are
the
materials he's choosing
thousands.
to.
chocolate every
Boys
day,
die by the thousands every
having never
day,
touched a
having
square
never
of
had a
chocolate
square of
to the
chocolate. This is getting
Well, so far
pretty dark.
he's. Well, the poem finally has a clear metaphor. There's an image and a taste associated.
He's going to
with
have to
that
stop feeling sorry
can't
for
feel
himself and
sorry
put himself
for yourself
outside this.
Aha.
You
Aha!
can't.
You shouldn't.
Maybe he's
you
listening to you.
can't.
Maybe he hears us. Maybe he hears us.
Can't. You oughtn't feel sorry for yourself.
So weird when that happens.
You oughtn't feel sorry for yourself very long.
I'm going to fast forward this part because he sits and stares at that line for a long time.
Very long.
Irony. I recognize that.
Besides, what's cool is that he starts a new line of inquiry right here. He's kind of interrupts the flow of thought to introduce the idea that maybe he's been delusional to
mistake, I guess.
want
A moment of clarity.
to live forever through his
I don't think he
art.
ever really wanted to live forever, did he?
Savoring infinity.
I think he just wanted a decent career.
I don't think you can have a career without really wanting it all, wanting to touch
It's a
eternity.
mistake, I guess.
Like
to
an
dream
athlete.
of
That's
savoring
I guess that's kinda
part
what
of
it's all
what
about.
makes careers. This is the moment in a poem that I personally really love. It's when the poem becomes a question.
Was I wrong to dream of savoring infinity?
It turns on itself and
Was I wrong to dream of savoring
interrogates some of its suppositions.
Isn't it delicious, the tang of a well-timed question?
Still leaning into the idea of flavor and savor and the taste and smell of things.
This poem still smells a little funny to me, though.
Sometimes I practically smelled it.
Well, I would agree with you, but he's trying to transform the conversation. He's adding here. He's exploring the notion of story. This is a new idea that
myself that
to the poem. He's the stories we tell ourselves, the stories we believe about ourselves, what we're allowed to want and desire and be a part of and taste.
I still think it's in bad taste to compare yourself with starving
I think
people.
he's going to transform that
This
too.
poem has all the appeal of a dinner of cold leftovers.
There is potential here. You can almost smell it. It's a little bit like when somebody opens the oven and whatever's in there cooking, the smell of it, the aroma seeps out into the room and everyone turns their head and goes, that's going to be good. Like that's the sense.
Next, you'll have him basting it.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what he's doing. He's ladling new ideas and new ways of thinking. He's always sort of nurturing the thought, developing the thought,
with a little
giving it more
existential ancho seasoning.
And I do think it's tricky to have right brain and left brain commenting on what really happens in a third
What's
brain.
this now? Something new
It's
about
just too many cooks in the kitchen.
reading the news?
He's referencing a famous quote by the poet William Carlos Williams, whom he very much admires, who once said, "It is difficult to get the news from poetry, but people die miserably every day for lack of what is found there."
What?
It's a comment on sort of our headline obsessed culture and the fact that
die every day.
purportedly objective reportage doesn't really get at what people crave, that actually nourishes the soul.
And what does nourish the soul?
Square.
The things that poetry does, what poetry does is more important, basically, is what he's saying, than what information does.
I'd rather live in a world of information, wouldn't you?
Never touched a quarter of orange.
Well, I guess it depends on what kind of information.
A sliver of chocolate to the tongue.
I see. So he's making it less about starving people and more about all of us who are ostensibly starving for a taste of infinity.
That's right. He's steering the conversation back to a general discussion about art.
What's happening now?
Oh, I'm just going to fast forward. He finishes the poem here. I'm just sensing that you're bored.
I'm okay. All right.
But now we can read the finished poem along with him. See?
Okay.
Flavor of a month, I soon turned 50 and tastes evolved. So did my publisher. She's fiscally trend thirsty
poetry.
Readers are easily distracted, have children, get too busy. It's a measly living anyway, and not merely for the money. What? You thought you might rewrite the American allegory.
You subsist on scarcity.
Like the third of the world living with food insecurity. Was I wrong to want to savor infinity? I could practically sense its minty sting. I told myself that story. But it's difficult to get the news from self-pity. One can't feel sorry for oneself. Very long. Souls by thousands die miserably every day, having never touched a quarter of wine or a sliver of chocolate to the tongue. To speak quasi-metaphorically. So, what'd you think?
I don't know. I can't tell if it's any good. How do you know if it's any good? Do you think he thinks it's good? He obviously shared it with us.
I don't think the poet really concerns himself with that. I think he's shown us that what's really important is that he was engaged with the process.
The process is more important than the product?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're really going to get down to it, it's not about publishing or fame or anything, really, except whether or not you are engaged with the white page.